Good morning, everyone. My name is Jack Fleming of the Boston Athletic Association, and on behalf of our Boston Athletic Association Board of Governors and our board chair, Dr. Sherry Blauette, I want to welcome you to this morning. It is my privilege to welcome you to the Public Safety Press Conference, one of our first events of Marathon Weekend. We're excited to see the city come alive as participants and spectators from around the world gather to experience Boston during the greatest weekend of the year. Just 1 hour from now, marathon activities will officially begin when the doors of the Bank of America Boston Marathon Expo open at the Heinz Convention Center just down the street. Our Bank of America Professional Athlete Press Conference will follow this session in this room at 10 a.m. This year's race marks the beginning of a celebration of 250 years of Patriots' Day, 250 years of American spirit, all culminating in 2026 with the nation's 250th anniversary. We also celebrate a milestone of our own, 50 years of the wheelchair race, and Bob Hall crossing the finish line first. You can see him on one of the banners in the back there. What a revolutionary idea that was, wheelchair racing in the 1970s. The spirit of the Boston Marathon is defined by the communities that make the race special. From the 8 cities and towns along the course to the almost 10,000 volunteers over race weekend, our partners, sponsors, vendors, our supporting agencies, and the hundreds of thousands of spectators whose cheers carry runners from Hopkinton to the finish line on Boylston Street in Boston. This event is a true collective effort. We are deeply grateful for the support of our public safety organizations, without whom we could simply not stage the Boston Marathon. We rely on your expertise and support, and you never let us down. Thank you. Thank you for all you do, always, this weekend, over the next few days, but also on a 365-day-a-year basis. I would also like to thank the media personnel here with us today for your year-round coverage and work with the BAA, especially for the Boston Marathon, and the spotlight that you will place on all of the events and activities we have taking place over these next 4 days. And my final thanks go to the entire BAA Board of Governors and Boston Athletic Association staff for their hard work and support year-round. I wanted to thank you too. Today we will hear from the public safety organizations that make our work at the BAA possible. We hope everyone has a fantastic weekend and Marathon Monday. And now I'd like to turn over the lectern to City of Boston Mayor Michelle Wu, who has been such a champion for Boston and for all of us. Thank you, Mayor.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Jack, for what you do every day, and especially in these very exciting days. Thank you to the entire BAA team and all the volunteers who have been working so hard for this moment. I join Jack in first starting with gratitude for the daily and hourly efforts of our first responders, our public safety officials, and all those who work to keep Boston safe all throughout the year. We know that this is an especially intense weekend and really set of weeks for our public safety officials, so I'm grateful for each and every one of them and want to say thank you. This is the oldest annual marathon in the world, and hosting that event is no easy task. But neither is finishing a marathon, as all of our runners know, or founding a nation, and no one does it better than Boston. So I want to thank all my colleagues for being here today and for all the work in going into making sure that Marathon Monday is a success. I want to thank our interpreters here today as well and all the members of the media. We will hear shortly from Deputy Secretary Susan Terry from the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security and Director Don Brantley from the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency. Then our Boston Police Commissioner Michael Cox, Boston EMS Chief James Hooley, and Chief Adrian Jordan from our Boston Office of Emergency Management, as well as Assistant Special Agent in Charge Alan Davis from FBI Boston, Colonel Jeffrey Noble with the Massachusetts State Police, and Chief Kenneth Green with the MBTA Transit Police. Thank you to each and every one of you. Tonight, we kick off Boston's celebration of the 250th anniversary of the Revolution, starting with a reenactment featuring the original fastest Bostonian, Paul Revere. At its core, what we're celebrating tonight and what we're celebrating on Monday are the same thing: resilience. The resilience of our city, of our people, of the human spirit. It's the ability to persevere and push through against all odds. It's a determination to respond to tragedy with strength and kindness and the resolve to build a better world. This year, 30,000 participants and thousands more spectators will join us in, as the theme says, meeting the moment and building that world. I want to thank all the federal, state, and local public safety partners for ensuring a safe, fun, and welcoming marathon for all of our spectators, volunteers, and athletes. At the same time, our safety is up to each and every one of us. I'll leave the details to our public safety leadership, but it comes down to doing what we do best here in Boston, looking out for each other. So if you see something out of the ordinary, say something. Finally, I want to mention that the city and the BAA will be continuing our tradition of honoring the fastest man, woman, and non-binary runners from Boston with our Fastest Bostonian Awards. Thank you to the BAA, all of the sponsors, public safety partners, and all of the volunteers who make this day possible. And to all the participants who are raising money for a cause, and to every participant who inspires us and reminds us of our resilience, thank you. I look forward to seeing you at the finish line. Now, before I pass it over to Deputy Secretary Terry, otra vez en español. Buenos días. Esta noche daremos inicio a la celebración del 250 aniversario de la historia revolucionaria de Boston. En esencia, lo que celebramos esta noche y lo que celebraremos el lunes es lo mismo: resiliencia. La resiliencia de nuestra ciudad, de nuestra gente, del espíritu humano. Esa habilidad de preservar y salir adelante contra cualquier cosa. Es la determinación de responder a la tragedia con fuerza, con amabilidad y la resolución de construir un mundo mejor. Ese año, 30,000 participantes y miles de espectadores más nos acompañarán para afrontar ese momento y ayudarnos a construir ese mundo. Y quiero agradecer a todos los socios de seguridad pública federales, estatales y locales por asegurar que el maratón sea seguro, divertido y les dé una buena bienvenida a todos los espectadores, voluntarios y atletas. Al mismo tiempo, nuestra seguridad depende de todos nosotros. Dejaré esos detalles a nuestros líderes de seguridad pública, pero se trata de hacer lo que mejor sabemos hacer aquí en Boston y cuidarnos unos a otros. Si ve algo fuera de lo ordinario, favor decir algo. Finalmente, quiero mencionar que la ciudad y la Asociación de Atlético de Boston continuarán con nuestra tradición de honrar a los corredores más rápidos de Boston que se identifican como hombre, mujer y persona no binaria con nuestros premios bostoniano más rápido. Quiero agradecer a la asociación, a nuestros patrocinadores, a nuestros socios de seguridad pública y a todos nuestros voluntarios que hacen posible el día. Y a todos los participantes recaudando dinero por una causa y a cada participante que nos inspira y nos recuerda de nuestra resiliencia. Gracias. Espero verlos en la meta final. Thank you so much, and I will pass it on to Deputy Secretary Terry.
Thank you, Mayor, and good morning. My name is Sue Terry, and I'm the Deputy Secretary of the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security. And it's my pleasure to be here today with everyone as we look ahead to the 129th Boston Marathon, one of the Commonwealth's most beloved and iconic events. On behalf of Governor Healy, Lieutenant Governor Driscoll, and Secretary Terry Reedy, I want to express our deep appreciation for our many federal, state, and local partners for their efforts in preparing for Marathon Monday. Your contributions are essential to ensuring a safe and successful race day for runners, spectators, staff, and volunteers. Large-scale events like the Boston Marathon require extensive preparation and meticulous coordination. For months, our public safety teams have been working closely with the Boston Athletic Association and our many stakeholders to develop a comprehensive and adaptive security plan. Our public safety plan is not only the product of months of collaboration, but years of joint training and trust building among agencies who know how to come together to operate as one. These partnerships ensure that we are not only prepared for race day, but we are also resilient in the face of any challenge that may arise. Whether it is the coordination of airspace, traffic control, emergency medical services, or crowd management, every element of race day operations is interconnected. Every agency has a vital role, and every aspect reflects the strength of our interagency partnerships. This kind of unified command does not just happen, it's built. It's built on years of communication, commitment, cooperation, mutual respect, and our deep dedication to keeping the public safe. We're grateful to our partners at the BAA for their continued partnership and leadership in making this a wonderful and world-class event. We also thank the many cities and towns along the race route, including their police, fire, EMS, public works, transportation, and public health departments, all of whom have been instrumental in this coordinated effort. Our federal partners play a vital role in planning. I want to recognize the FBI, who you'll hear from shortly, and our partners at Department of Homeland Security, FEMA, ATF, and the FAA. At the state level, I'd like to thank the dedicated professionals at the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency, the State Police, the Department of Fire Services, the National Guard, MassDOT, and the Department of Public Health. Their contributions are crucial to our preparedness in a successful race day operation. As we welcome thousands of participants and spectators to Marathon Monday, I want to reiterate and emphasize what the Mayor said. Safety is our shared responsibility. We urge everyone to remain alert, adhere to the spectator guidelines issued by the BAA, and if you see something that does not seem right, please say something, or speak to one of the many officers you'll see along the route. As we all cheer on our runners, we ask for the public's participation in supporting public safety in what we anticipate will be a safe, family-friendly, and exciting race day. And now I'd like to turn it over to MEMA Director Don Brantley, who will provide more information on security planning and what spectators should expect on race day. Thank you all.
Good morning. Thank you, Deputy Secretary Terry. I am honored to be standing here among our local, state, and federal partners who continuously contribute their expertise and experience to planning and preparing for the Boston Marathon. Each of the agencies that you see here and scattered throughout the room below have been dedicated to the safety of the runners, spectators, volunteers, staff, and public safety professionals for this event for well over a decade. Their dedication to this effort is unwavering, and so I echo the words of gratitude and praise that you've already heard this morning. A marathon that runs through 8 cities and towns requires a complex and coordinated planning and preparedness effort, including months of planning meetings, focused working group sessions, and multiple exercises to help validate our plans. This effort would not be possible without the cooperation of the BAA, the 8 cities and towns along the race route, and all of the public safety partners that Deputy Secretary Terry just mentioned, as well as our voluntary agencies, including the American Red Cross and the Salvation Army, who join us up here as well today. As I've said before, when it comes to preparing for the Boston Marathon, we are one team with one mission: a safe and successful race day for everyone. Beginning at 6 a.m. on Monday, April 21st, the State Emergency Operations Center, located at MEMA's headquarters in Framingham, will once again be home to the Boston Marathon's Unified Coordination Center, or UCC. The UCC will serve as the central coordination hub for all agencies and organizations that work to maintain public safety and security across the marathon race course. In the Unified Coordination Center, we help coordinate multi-jurisdictional decision-making, information sharing, resource requests, and we help maintain situational awareness among all partner agencies from Hopkinton to Boston. There will be approximately 133 staff representing more than 50 state, local, and federal agencies and non-governmental organizations at the UCC on race day, with several other organizations supporting operations virtually. MEMA will deploy our 2 mobile emergency operations centers to Hopkinton and Brookline to support public safety decision-making and coordination. 12 MEMA staff will be deployed in the field at the BAA Race Operations Center, Boston Emergency Operations Center, and in local emergency operations centers in communities along the route. MEMA leadership will lead and direct the UCC and will have staff in key roles to facilitate a timely and coordinated response to any incident or event that may arise. Please be aware of your surroundings. If you see something that looks suspicious or is out of the ordinary, call 911 or report it to a uniformed law enforcement official. Check your phone settings to make sure emergency alerts are enabled to ensure that you receive urgent public safety messages. This is important every day and not just on Marathon Monday. Follow directions of law enforcement and race officials, and understand that there will be a significant presence of law enforcement all along the race course with enhanced safety procedures, including checkpoints and bag checks. Once again, I want to share my sincere appreciation and admiration for all of our public safety partners. I want to thank each and every one of you for your extraordinary efforts leading up to and on race day. It's really an honor to be a part of such an incredible team. It's now my pleasure to introduce Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Alan Davis, from the FBI Boston Division, to provide an overview of the FBI's preparations for this year's race and their current threat assessment.
Thank you, Dawn. Good morning. I'm Alan Davis, Assistant Special Agent in charge of the FBI Boston office. As we head into a very busy weekend celebrating the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution and the 129th running of the Boston Marathon, the FBI is not aware of any specific or credible threats targeting these events. That said, we are asking everyone to maintain a heightened state of vigilance, given that we are home to many patriotic and symbolic landmarks. These events are attractive and symbolic targets. The threats we're facing from domestic, international, and state-sponsored terrorism actors are all elevated. And what concerns us most are homegrown violent extremists or lone actors, those who self-radicalize with little to no warning, and they look for soft targets and easily accessible weapons like the tragedy we witnessed on New Year's Day in New Orleans. FBI Boston's Joint Terrorism Task Force is actively assessing all available intelligence. We will continue to work closely with our law enforcement partners should any potential threats to the public safety emerge. Over the last few months, the law enforcement team standing before you today, we've been working as one team with the sole focus of providing a safe and secure venue for the public. We have worked to prepare for every possible scenario. Everyone here today is fully devoted to making race day fun and enjoyable, while balancing the needs of public safety in today's dynamic threat environment. We're asking spectators to follow the rules that our partners have laid out, and please leave your drones at home. Like past years, FBI Boston special agents, analysts, and task force officers, bomb techs, hazardous response team, SWAT team, crisis negotiation teams, just to name a few, will all be supporting this event. We'll be ready to respond. Back at our headquarters in Chelsea, FBI Boston will be running a joint intelligence center. They will run database checks, will monitor and share and investigate any real-time information that we receive. All of you are an extension of our eyes and ears, and we can't stress enough the importance of speaking up when you come across someone or something that doesn't seem quite right. It could be a neighbor, it could be a classmate, it could be someone that you meet in person, or someone that you meet virtually online. When people come forward, history has shown that we increase our chances of preventing tragedies. In closing, I want to thank everyone here for the role they play in the safety and security of this event. It takes a lot of hard work to execute an undertaking of this magnitude. And FBI Boston is excited to be part of it. Good luck to all the runners. Now I'll turn it over to Colonel Noble of the Massachusetts State Police. Colonel?
Thank you, Assistant Special Agent in Charge. Good morning. My name is Colonel Jeffrey Noble, and I serve as the Superintendent of the Massachusetts State Police. Every year, the State Police provide security services for the Boston Marathon, alongside this team of world-class professionals. It is a privilege for us and an honor for us to contribute to an event that means so much to the fabric of this great city and our Commonwealth. Troopers from every corner of the state will be here along the course to ensure that athletes and spectators can enjoy the day safely. As in previous years, we will deploy a comprehensive, multi-layered security plan alongside our local, state, and federal partners. Beyond crowd control, our plans include investigative, tactical, and intelligence resources that can respond to any situation at a moment's notice. Spectators will see a recognizable presence of personnel from our agencies in uniform. Troopers will be ready to assist you in navigating the race course detours and getting you to where you need to be. K-9 teams and other specialized teams will continuously sweep the site, and the air wing will patrol from the sky above. In addition to these visible resources, there will be troopers and teams working out of the public eye to identify any suspicious activity or potential threats and respond appropriately. Our teams at the Commonwealth Fusion Center, the Boston Regional Intelligence Center, and the FBI will continue to share information and maintain real-time situational readiness. I'd like to offer a word of thanks to the dedicated women and men across law enforcement, emergency services, and event volunteers for taking time away from their families to support this event. Together, each and every one of you play a critical role in our shared mission to provide a safe environment for all. With all that said about the things that we are doing as a public safety team, I'd like to ask members of the public to do their part to make this event successful. I ask everyone coming to please be courteous to one another, be patient, and make it a great day for the families. Please use public transportation. There are a number of road closures that will make driving very challenging. Please report any suspicious activity. If you see something, say something. You can provide information to any trooper or police officer or race official about anything out of the ordinary, or call 911. Please do not bring any weapons, bags, suitcases, coolers, glass containers, or cans that hold more than 1 liter. And please do not fly any drones. A list of prohibited items as well as road closures are available on the BAA website. Our team will also share this information on our social media platforms as well. The Massachusetts State Police role in an event this size and the scope of the Boston Marathon is very complex, but it is one we serve with vigilance and purpose. The brave women and men of the State Police are not only protectors of the public on Marathon Monday, we are residents, we are neighbors, and we are participants. We are committed to making this event a safe and secure one for people across the Commonwealth. Thank you very much, and at this time, it's an honor and privilege to introduce Commissioner Michael Cox of the Boston Police Department.
Good morning. As you can see, we have a pretty well-coordinated plan for this year amongst city, state, and federal partners for the Boston Marathon. In addition to the marathon, we also have the Red Sox playing this weekend on Monday at a home game that starts at 11:10 a.m. The game brings an additional about 30,000 or so people into Kenmore Square, a neighborhood, after the game is over, having a particular impact around the Kenmore Square area. That's something for people to understand as they think about coming into the city, where we will have many, many road closures and things of that nature. So we strongly encourage you to take the T and make sure you set aside enough time to get to and from your appointments if you are coming into the city. Officers will be, in the Boston Police Department and other departments, will be visible and vigilant. There will be uniformed and plainclothes officers strategically deployed along the route to make sure that this is a family-friendly, fun day for everyone who's here. We want everyone to enjoy themselves and remind people that only properly credentialed runners and staff are allowed on the race route until the streets are reopened much later in the afternoon. We ask the public to remember that if you see something, say something. and they'll call 911, or certainly mention it to an officer, a uniformed officer along the route if you see something. You are partners with us in providing public safety for everyone, so we need the public to be just as vigilant as we are out there, looking for things that just, doesn't seem out of place and not right. As far as getting around on Monday, there will be many street closures, as I described earlier, starting at 5 a.m. There's too many to go through now, but if you go to bpdnews.com, it will list out some of the city's closures that will impact the roads that day. Please, again, I encourage you to take public transportation, as there is a lot going on in the city, and there are a lot of visitors here, and it will be limited parking, certainly, throughout the city. The MBTA Chief Green will come up after me, and he can certainly speak to the MBTA's plan. This is a great weekend in general for everyone in the city, visitors and residents alike. But we also want to emphasize that those who are cheering on the runners, that they keep in mind that this is a family-friendly event, and we have a large population of college students in our city, and we love your enthusiasm in general, but we want to remind those about the expectations we have around making sure that this is always a family-friendly event. There will be no public drinking or use of marijuana along the route or just anywhere in general throughout the city this weekend. No one other than credentialed runners, as said before, permitted on the access on the marathon route, and those attending should expect enhanced security checkpoints along various locations throughout the day. This will include bag checks. Please leave any unneeded items, particularly backpacks, large bags in general, at home. The more bags that you bring, they will be thoroughly checked, and the lines will be pretty long, the longer it takes to get through that. So we encourage you to please not bring bags, or the smaller ones if you have to. And it always goes without saying, no weapons of any type. We are also reminding folks, please don't leave any unintended bags anywhere along the route during the event. And, lastly, we just want to ensure that everyone knows, who works, lives, or actually are here visiting in our neighborhood, that these are major events throughout the entire weekend, including particularly on Monday. And the Boston Police remains diligent in making sure that everyone remains safe, both along the marathon route, on the day of the marathon, and throughout the rest of the city. Our officers will be, all over the city, making sure that people are safe, and we strongly encourage you, as always, to, if you see something, to say something. And up next is Chief Green from the MBTA to talk about the T's schedule. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good morning. First, let me just start by saying, I think it's already been stated, currently there is no intelligence, credible or otherwise, that would suggest that the MBTA or the Boston Marathon are targets. However, we'll stay in close contact with our local, state, and federal law enforcement partners throughout the event. The MBTA and the MBTA Transit Police are well prepared for this event. The MBTA will have a dedicated team of MBTA leadership from various departments monitoring the system throughout the day from the Emergency Operations Center, ready to troubleshoot any issues that may arise. On the Transit Police side, I have ordered an all-department call-out for this event to include our special operations teams and an increase in our explosive detection unit teams with the explosive detection canines deployed strategically around our system, just to give us another layer of protection. With that said, we always ask, if you see something, please say something. Transit Police can be contacted at 617-222-1212, or you can speak to any public safety official or transportation official you see at the event to report anything suspicious. If you have a smartphone, please take a moment to download the free CSA app that the MBTA provides for its riders. This app will allow you to send messages, videos, and or photographs directly to Transit Police operations. It's a great tool, it's free, and it's just another tool that we use to help keep our system safe. Regarding service on Marathon Monday, the subway, the ride, and the commuter rail will all operate on a weekday schedule with a special marathon schedule on the Worcester line. Buses will operate on a modified Saturday schedule to accommodate the marathon. For public safety reasons, Copley Station will be closed and will remain closed for the entire day on Marathon Monday. Also, in the interest of public safety, the MBTA may adjust or temporarily close additional stations near the finish line. If more information is needed, please access our website at mbta.com/marathon. The next speaker will be Boston EMS Chief James Hooley.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Boston EMS welcomes all to Boston's this Patriots Day weekend, and we are proud to support the BAA and the annual Boston Marathon race and many associated events going on all this weekend. Marathon Monday is an exciting day in our city, and we are prepared to do our part to protect the safety, well-being of every runner, participant, volunteer, and spectator. Boston EMS will have enhanced coverage and staffing, including additional personnel deployed all along the race course, at medical stations, at dispatch operations, and command centers, and we will augment ambulance coverage to ensure that there will be no disruption to services in all of our neighborhoods. It is, after all, Patriots Day across the whole city. Our EMTs and paramedics will be strategically positioned at the medical stations, at the finish line, and all along the race course in Boston. Some will be on bicycles, some on motorized carts, which gives us the ability to navigate crowds and reach anyone in need of medical assistance. We have a coordinated plan with our partners and local hospitals and have a plan in place to handle any situation efficiently without overwhelming hospitals. There is an army of medical volunteers, the medical committee that's going to be staffing some of the larger tents you see here in Boston and all the way along the course. They will treat so many minor things, be able to rehydrate some runners, and that'll really save a lot of people from having to be transported to hospitals because everybody knows how busy the emergency rooms are. Okay. The most commonly treated conditions during marathons include dehydration, heat exhaustion, muscle cramps, and minor injuries like blisters and sprains, but we're also prepared to respond to more serious medical incidents or events. So if you're running, hydrate well before, during, and after the race. Listen to your body. If you don't really feel well or you think somebody who ran isn't looking right to you, get some help. If you're coming down to watch the marathon, wear comfortable shoes, stay hydrated. Emergencies can happen to anyone, not just the runners. Protect yourself and children from sunburn. The sun is already pretty strong this time of year, so even if we get a cooler day this time of year, it doesn't matter. You don't want to find out the hard way. Weather can be a factor in this event. We are adjusting the weather. We are watching the forecast closely, and we'll adjust our medical readiness based on temperature, humidity, or precipitation as needed. If you need us, you can always call 911, but there'll be all of our folks will be in bright, the yellow, green, Gorello vests or jackets. All the public safety personnel, the volunteers, everyone's radio equipped. They can immediately direct and get help if anybody needs any assistance. And we'll be there every step of the way, and we'll meet the moment as well, Jack. It's my pleasure right now to introduce Chief Adrian Jordan, who heads our Boston Office of Emergency Management.
Good morning, and thank you for being here. Boston Marathon is one of our city's proudest traditions, a symbol of resilience, community, and global unity. Each year, it brings together tens of thousands of athletes, spectators, and volunteers from around the world, and with that, a tremendous responsibility to keep everyone safe. As the Chief of Emergency Preparedness for the City of Boston, I want the public to know this. The safety of every runner, every family member, every volunteer, every visitor is our top priority. Planning for this event begins months in advance and involves close collaboration with our local, state, and federal partners. We're not just coordinating for race day, we're preparing for every possible scenario. Our Emergency Operations Center here in the city will be fully activated with representatives from all public safety agencies, including Boston Police, Boston Fire, EMS, Public Safety, Transit, Public Works, as well as our regional and federal partners. This unified command structure ensures that communication is seamless and that we can respond in real time to any incident, large or small. This year, we've also integrated some new technologies to enhance situational awareness and public communication. Our emergency management team is continually evolving our strategies based on lessons learned, both here in Boston and from major events around the country. But as always, like has been said many times here today, public safety is a shared responsibility. We ask everyone to remain aware of your surroundings, speak up if you see something that doesn't seem right, and our call to, as is repeated many times, if you see something, say something, still remains as vital as ever. Residents and visitors can also go to boston.gov/emergencies, and sign up for Alert Boston to get emergency notifications. Finally, I'd like to thank the thousands of people behind the scenes, from the planners, the responders, to our volunteers who make this event not only possible but secure. Boston is strong because its people are strong, and the marathon is proof of that strength. Thank you, stay safe, and we'll see you at the finish line.
Hello, everyone. I'm Robert Burgess. I am the Public Information Officer for MEMA, and we have time for a short Q&A. If any media members have questions, please keep them on topic to the Boston Marathon. If you need anything beyond that, you can see me after the event, and I'm happy to help with any questions that you have. Please also direct your question to the person who you would like to answer. Any questions?
Thank you. We welcome everybody to spectate on the Boston Marathon, but we ask that everybody be on the sideline. Cheer, but from the sideline.
I would just echo, cheer your hardest, clap for every single runner, shout out people's names. You know, it makes a big difference, I'm told, when you get that extra little bit of energy from people on the sidelines. Also, if you are able, just kind of look around, be aware, as we've said, be vigilant, and take care of everyone who's in that area.
Yes, down here.
Thank you, Jimmy. I have not heard that. Our organization has not heard that people are not coming to Boston for, people are coming to Boston.
Did the number of registrants go down or anything
No,
like that?
we have more, we have a lot of demand this year, as we do every year.
There's a report from the National Post in Canada of some runners who had registered and were being stay away. So is there anything you want to do to make that feel about?
Regardless of what's happening at other levels, and particularly now at the federal level, in Boston, we welcome everyone. We seek to be a home for everyone, and our relationship both from a tourism perspective, but also just in terms of a friendship and connection that has lasted beyond boundaries and beyond generations, particularly with Canada, has been very meaningful for the city of Boston. There's a history there that goes back well over a century in terms of mutual aid and connection. So while we haven't gotten direct outreach, and of course every year the demand for the marathon is higher than ever, I would just say to all of our friends out there in the world that Boston continues to plant our feet firmly to be a welcoming city for all, and we hope that everyone will continue to enjoy our city and come here, have a great time, and participate in this very, very important global tradition that should transcend politics and should transcend the issues of the day.
I think we have time for just a couple more questions. Yes?
Question for Alan Davis. You mentioned in your comments the New Year's Day attack on New Orleans, and I'm curious to hear from you, and perhaps from Colonel Noble as well, what has been done to secure the 26.2 miles of force against whether vehicles, attacks, or anything else, given that the force is assault rifle?
Well, you're definitely have to hear from the Colonel as well for that. Sorry, Colonel. But, this was such a large venue for this. No one agency can cover the entire 26.2 miles. The FBI, I can speak for us, we are in a support role to Massachusetts State Police, to Boston PD, to the other localities along the route. I feel very confident that we have learned from the past. I don't want to get into specifics about certain things that we're doing in law enforcement to, thwart any kind of threats. But I can assure you that we're taking every step possible to be able to ensure that we have a safe venue for the marathon. Colonel, if you have anything to add.
Thank you. Certainly, we work with our partners to evaluate threats, and we deploy our posture based on the threat environments that are certainly out there. You will see a large number of uniformed troopers. We have a very large number. I won't get into the specific numbers, but you will see troopers and law enforcement officers stationed pretty much everywhere along that route. You'll also see a myriad of physical barriers that have been put up throughout the route to prevent any type of vehicle attack. You will see those types of things. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we have time for just one more question. Seeing none, thanks everybody for being here this morning.